At issue for weeks has been the contentious question of how much Calvo Select Care may be profiting from a consecutive string of exclusive annual GovGuam health insurance contracts. At a time when families are struggling to pay rates that skyrocketed between 90 and 287% overnight at the start of this fiscal year, creating a budget-busting $20 million liability on GovGuam. It's a pocketbook issue that comes down to whether or not a candidate for governor will renegotiate the contract if elected.
We will renegotiate that contract. Like it or not, we will renegotiate that contract. And I'm asking my friend here, are you going to make that commitment to renegotiate that contract?
So let's stop it all and let's start again. No, I'm not going to renegotiate. If it... Yes. There would have been a disruption that would be an endangerment to the government of Guam workers and retirees. I will never do that. I will never endanger their lives. Never.
All right, thank you, Mr. Calvo.
First of all, he tells you that he's not going to renegotiate because it might disrupt the retiree and other government employees. Well, let me tell you this and ask you this, Senator. The last signed contract before 2011 was 2008. Your company took 2009 and 2010, and nobody signed that contract. Nobody, because Calvo Select Care wanted a provision in there that the Attorney General said was illegal. It was never signed. And guess what? The rates of 2009 and the rates of 2010 went in without a signature on that contract, when in fact the people of Guam should only be paying the last contract of 2008. And you should roll it back. So no one is going to be disrupted. It did not get disrupted for 2 years when there was no contract. Understand that? It never got disrupted.
Also at issue is whether or not Legislative Health Chair and candidate for Lieutenant Governor Frank Uggan was vigilant enough during GovGuam health insurance negotiations for this fiscal year. Calvo Tenorio blamed him for the high cost of health care.
Ladies and gentlemen, you obviously have no idea when you're not there. Frank Uggan didn't attend the negotiations and therefore didn't make sure that the government contribution amount stayed where it was. That's why there's more money coming out of your check.
Our opponents know, by law, we are restricted from sitting in that negotiating table.
The part that was unclear to me was whether or not Frank Uggan or anybody who represents healthcare in the legislature is actually allowed in the negotiation process.
They're not. The biggest concern I have with this whole issue is that we're short $20 million, Chad. The issue is where are we going to get $20 million from? If I heard Senator Calvo correctly, he said the taxpayers. That's not right. I mean, I have no say in this contract at all as a taxpayer.